Hello. Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we are going to be messing around with the Bloody Snow and Commit to Memory, and a full focus build setup here. And as well, if we get the opportunity, we are definitely going to go for White Mia here with Blood Awakening. Now, Blood Awakening will reduce our damage by 50%, however, it will reduce our ichor cost for the Bloody Snow charge attack by 2, and it also stacks with ichor strikes, which is a -1 to ichor usage, as well as ichor efficiency is another -1, so this can be a -4 ichor cost to the Bloody Snow, which then only costs 2 ichor every charge attack. Now you'll notice that we have Focus Carnage and Maintain Focused both at the same time here in order to give us the most amount of time possible, because as you'll notice when we do a charge attack, it does not cost stamina, however it does cost focus when the focus bar is full. So this is kind of an odd setup, not quite as weird and wild as yesterday, however it definitely does have some oddities to it, and so there is a lot hiding on our parries and backstabs, and so we have to make sure that we are always keeping up on ichor here all at the same time in order to maintain as much possibility as we can, because having the high ichor is going to be, you know, what is going to enable us to be able to run, you know, Blood Awakening and all these other crazy gifts all together. So let's go ahead and use Focus Recovery, and you'll notice that we do get a pretty hefty amount of ichor back on a backstab, and that is what we are trying to no pun intended, focus on. And you'll notice here that we can get all our ichor back, and then we can get focused. We'll get Commit to Memory going, and we take one more backstab. Now you'll notice that the focus bar did not drop significantly with those backstabs, so we will go for more focus. Good. Oh, and Mia killed this guy just as he was about to slap me in the face, so that is very excellent. Now you'll notice that we are back up to full focus, so that is excellent. Now we do have our reduction, so we can use it now. So we'll do this, and then we'll do this, we'll do a charge accelerator, and now we are fully capable of bursting these guys down. So there is the full build in action, much faster than we were yesterday at getting this running, but as you'll notice now, we are completely out of ichor, and there's nothing we can do except get more parries and backstabs in order to get you know, all of our ichor back, so we can keep everything up and running again. So now the name of the game, right, is parry away and get as many backstabs and such as we can, so we can load up on all of our gifts again. And this guy now is active, so that's unfortunate for us. We can't get a backstab on the lower floor here. Whoa. Somehow that guy has extra accuracy. We will leave him be there. So let's go ahead and heal up, and let's head back in here, and let's go for, whoop, wanted this guy. Okay, and oh, Mia's dead. Oh well, this is not going well, and I'm dead. Okay, well, at least we were back up on full ichor there. So So the entire setup here is very, very like single target dependent,
You're really okay.
but at the same time it is very ichor dependent on whether or not we can actually engage with an enemy
Maybe we should try
to
rethinking
get the
things.
backstabs or the parries. Very, very, very dependent on all of that. And as you'll notice here, when we have just one fella, it can be fairly simple overall in order to get what we need. And we can continuously run around him and get the backstabs and such. And there's no real, you know, worry or fear. However, when there are multiple enemies and we don't have everything running, all of a sudden it becomes very, very dangerous in how we need to operate. So let's go ahead and go for Blood Awakening. And again, that will allow us to not be focused right here. And so then we will be able to, you know, get all of our ichor back and such. No problem here along the way. Mia should be able to take care of that guy. And she's got the big boy attracted, so we'll go for a backstab on him. And then Mia should be able to kill the little dude. And this will help load up our ichor here. Okay, good. And see there, the parry is going to restore our ichor, save our hits, all of that. And now we can go for some charge attacks here. And as you see, ichor reduction is not active, but that's okay. We are able to at least burst down one of these guys over here. So we can burst this guy. Good. And then we can go for more focus here. Oh, we got flanked. And we'll go for a backstab, which then will give us the ability to go for more focus, and then we can go for the bursts. Okay, good. And now this will give us the opportunity to go for focus up the ladder, so we can go for some snowballs against the other fellas over here. Okay, and so mainly we want to go for the gunner because he's the most dangerous, so we can go for this. And we have not enough ichor anymore, which is fine. And so now we can go for backstabs and everything, and we are also out of Blood Awakening as well, so that is completely fine. And we will load up on ichor between the two rooms here. And now for... oh, that guy just decided to take a detour to his death, which is great. And so now we do have this boy here, which we don't really want to mess with him too much. So we will just go ahead and burst him down from here. And that way we don't have to worry about, you know, any of the monkeys and such. But we can engage the monkeys one at a time here. So that way, you know, we don't have any surprises. And this way, oh, how did... uh-oh. Okay, we were not close enough there. Okay, so now we have 3 monkeys to fight, which is not great because they are that dangerous that they will kill us in one hit. Okay, and hopefully Mia can do some magic here. Okay, good. And now we should be able to kill it. Good. Okay. Well, we survived the monkeys. That's great. And as you'll notice here, we have a pretty difficult time fighting anything when we don't have a huge ton of ichor and our focus abilities running together, because we have very short range attacks, as well as we don't really have good single target shots. So as we go through here, and we head into the invasion. The invasion shouldn't be too bad, right? But it will be kind of tough, but it shouldn't be extremely painful, because we should be able to engage frequently here with backstabs and parries and such. The problem comes with Mia that we don't have any way to heal her, and so that will be a super problem here that we are going to have to deal with along the way, because we don't have any way of... Oh, okay, parries did not land, and we don't have any way of bringing her back, so we just have to hope that she is going to do just fine on her own. So this will be very interesting here, to say the least. Okay. Okay, let's go for Mia. So the guys should be coming down the corridor here. Let's go ahead and heal. Alright. And let's get our focus. Let's get a backstab. And then we should have enough time for focus recovery to come back. Okay, good. And now everything costs only 2 ichor. Good. And let's get more focus. And let's get our backstabs going. Okay, so you can kind of see how this round robin applies here. You know, to each of the areas. What? How did that not carry the dude? Okay, whatever. And good, we got a backstab, so let's go for a little more focus here. Oh, he actually dodged. I've never seen that before. That was wild. Okay, so we got more focus, so we can go for 1 or 2 backstabs here. Probably 1. Okay, and let's go for a shot. Good. Now we did lose commit to memory, so we're going to have to get that going here very soon. Okay. Oops. Okay, now this guy, we'll just burst him down and then go for focus. Good. And then this guy, will burst him down because it's the end of the area. So perfect. Okay, so let's go for 2 of these. So not too bad for the invasion here. And we don't need to keep focus right now, so we will just let that expire. And everything worked out fairly well there, all things considered. We had, you know, enough ichor to do what we needed, and we didn't lose Mia, so that's actually super lucky that that is the case. And also, we were able to keep Blood Awakening for the entire duration of the invasion. Now, typically, when you are running with a partner like that, they get unlucky and they'll die. In our case here, that would be a serious ichor problem that we would have to face. And so it is best... Oh, somehow he went all the way around the merry-go-round there to hit me. And if you'll notice, having those 2 extra ichor from Blood Awakening is super important to us to make sure that we are getting the most efficiency possible out of the Bloody Snow. Oops. Okay. And as you'll notice, parry timing is extremely important, and because it is the way that you are going to have access to any of these options. Because you are allowed 1 parry or 1 backstab because of focus carnage, and if you don't do it in that amount of time, then you will lose your focus altogether. And that is pretty bad when you're going for something like this, especially here when we have an enemy like this ahead of us and we need to burst him down quickly like that so we can go for more focus. And so here we can go for another backstab, and our focus bar may not recover by that time, And so it will end because of the double backstab. So that's no problem for us. But it is an interesting concept here that we're playing with, that each of our engagements, because of how many enemies we have access to, this works out. However, if you are going for a different sort of engagement, then you probably won't have enough ichor. For example, because you're going for Blood Awakening all the time. If you're going for like weapon ichor recovery or something, then you know, it doesn't really happen because you have to constantly refill your ichor somehow. And if you're trying to stay focused, Focus Carnage helps us significantly by reducing the reduction of the focus bar by about 50%. So it's really, really helpful, and it's basically the only thing that we need in order to actually help us keep everything going. So now here, this is a little bit different in the effect that you know, we do have these couple of guys here, and we can go for this fella first and load up on ichor here. And then we can go for bursting this guy down. And you'll notice that we did use a whole lot of ichor. However, it allowed us to, you know, get whatever we wanted here, and no problems. And we are able to get all the ichor back as we go along here. Now we are not focused, so we can't get overdrive running, but that's okay, because that 25% and the 50% from ranged impact, those definitely help offset the damage reduction of Blood Awakening. It's not a one-to-one comparison or a replacement by any means, but it certainly does help us to maintain all the damage that we are losing. So that's really, really great that we have access to that. Okay, so as we go along here, this guy we can take a backstab to, and the other guys will not hurt us here in the meantime, because they will be going for bullet shots, and Mia should be completely fine over there. Okay, and let's go for other bullet boy up here in order to make sure that we have him taken care of in all regards. And now that we are up on all kinds of ichor here, we can go for all these shots. And also, it would be awesome if we could aim up there. Wouldn't that be awesome? But you can only sadly shoot straight ahead. So that would be such an awesome upgrade that we could go for, is to truly free aim any direction you wish, because then you could have topics like that where you are going for you know, some of these long distance shots, and being able to actually engage with them would be absolutely incredible. Okay, so now this guy is the battery recharger here for our ichor before we get into the next room here. Unfortunate we did not get that last one. Okay. And is this a regen inducer? No. And so this next room, if we are lucky and capable, we will be able to burst these guys down before they even get a chance, as well as the monkeys. Now we are caught here in a little conundrum. Do we just go for the shots, or do we go for Mia? So here I believe we are going to want to go for the shots, because it only costs us 5 ichor shot, and because we can kill them before they actually get anywhere, that will be much better for us. And here we can kill the monkeys before they get down, and before they get too excited here to actually attack us. And as you'll notice, that one monkey got stuck in the ceiling there. And that is usually what happens. He always gets, well, not always, but a lot of times he will get stuck in the ceiling and he can't actually get out. And that's kind of funny for his activation level, that he will get stuck and he can't jump down. So you can proc him by shooting him, or you can pull the switch and he'll try and jump down. Now I say try and jump down because typically he comes down on his own, and sometimes he doesn't. So very odd how that boy in the ceiling there works out. But it's kind of interesting how that all comes together. So here, if you were going into the boss fight like this, then this is how you would load up on ichor just before the top, to make sure that you are popped off and ready to go. So you'll see that it does have a little bit of some quirks here to it. However, it is fairly viable for adventuring purposes. I'm going to say that this is probably the worst setup possible for the bosses coming up here for the duo. However, what we're running here through the adventure life, this is actually pretty decent all around. That will allow us some pretty good flexibility in how we go about engaging with the mechanics of the game, and using focus carnage and maintain focus at the same time, as well as making good use of ichor strikes paired with ichor efficiency, and making good use of Blood Awakening to have a full suite of -4 ichor, because this thing at a cost of 2 ichor is such a steal for the ichor efficiency of how damage per ichor that you're actually getting out of it. So it works out pretty well, and because it's a charge attack, we can make pretty good use of time crunch and the charge boosters. And because we do so much damage anyways, we don't really need to shoot really fast, because the enemies will most likely die in 2 shots anyways. So if we're trying to go for, 50,000 damage, there's no enemy in adventuring that has 50,000 damage except like the Mudgorger or the Boreal Brute, and so only those guys would be under the time rush in order to actually shoot them down very, very quickly. But for going here through the Crypt Spire, there's no real rush to shoot them down. So having time crunch and a charge booster is completely adequate for the amount of speed in between our attacks that we will need. So anyways, Orion's a pretty good blood code overall. However, this turns it into something actually usable and viable for the Bloody Snow, and pairing with it the Black Blood Liberator here in order to get that extremely high 13.5 ichor back on a backstab, so, or a parry. Very, very high ichor regeneration that way. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you another time. Have a good one. Bye.